And then I wanted to just ask about Adi a little bit. He obviously, you called him a beast after the game. He's done really well for you guys in the last few years. How have you seen him just grow? When he came in, the consistency maybe wasn't there so much. The hold-up play wasn't there so much, and now it seems like he's just getting better every year, both with the consistency in the goal scoring, the hold-up play, and also still being able to do some skilled touches with his feet when that comes up as well.
Yeah, he's becoming, or he's become a very complete player. Not many guys have the physical tools that he has in terms of size and mobility. Usually you get a guy that has his size and they're not very mobile. He has a rare combination of size and speed. And he's learned to play big, play strong, hold the ball, keep it simple, bring the midfielders into the game. He's learned to get on the end of crosses. He's become a better finisher, or a more consistent finisher. His fitness has never been better. His leadership's never been better. You can see he's bought in, and it's funny how that works. The more bought in you are, the more you love the club and love your teammates, and the better you play. So he's really confident right now, and we're really pleased that he's here, and we're pleased that he's going to be here hopefully for quite some time.
You've obviously had a few young players that have developed really well here. Adi, Jorge Villafaña, another one, but just seeing how much Adi's developed, how exciting is that to you, just seeing that a player's been able to come in here and improve so much under this system and this coaching?
Yeah, I mean, it's very pleasing. I've always been a guy that has prided myself on developing young talent. I did that for a lot of years in college, and then you jump into the pro ocean, and it's results. And it always will be results. It was results at Akron as well. But one of the things I really find rewarding is growing players, and it's not just me. My staff play a huge role in that as well. And I will say Sean McCauley's played a big role in Adi's development, because he works a lot with him functionally on the side, and does a lot of crossing, finishing with him, and a little bit of hold-up play with him, and so it's not just me; it's the entire staff, and it's great to see. It's great to see Alvis. He's another one. I had to actually look up if Marco was the youngest player to start. A lot of you would think it's pretty clear, but Alvis was also 18 years old when he made his debut, but I think Marco's slightly younger. Is that true?
Marco younger. Alvis 19.
Yeah, I was 19. Okay. So, but
Paul was 19.
Alvis was 19. Yeah,
Okay.
Alvis when he made his debut. But just 19, because I know when he came he was 18. So you look at him. There have been a lot of young players that. When you look at a Maxi when he came, when you look at an Espriu when he came, when you look at some of these other young guys in the pipeline, Victor Arboleda, and when you look at Jack Barnby, and so quietly you start to see that we do have an influence on younger players, and yet you have to have ones that are good enough, and that's the real thing that we have now. We have young players that are good enough. The ones that weren't good enough, we didn't play because they weren't good enough. It's that simple. I'm playing Marco because he's good enough, and if you're good enough, you're old enough, and I have no reason to play anybody else other than him, because I think he fits the profile, and I want him to get minutes, and I want him to continue to develop, and that's why I'm playing him.
And one other thing on Adi, it seems like sometimes he's overlooked when people are talking about the best strikers in the league, but he's been up there in goal scoring the last 2 years. I mean, where do you feel like he stacks up in all of MLS at his position?
Well, what I'll tell you is I wouldn't trade him for anybody in the league. Obviously, every striker, I'm sure every coach would say their strikers are the same. The profiles are different around the league, so it's hard to compare. It's not apples to apples. one coach's vision of a striker is different than another's. So there are a lot of really good strikers in this league that I wouldn't take over Adi, because Adi fits our system perfectly. We need a guy that can hold the ball and bring that line of three into the game. We prefer creative players in that line of three. You know, and that's why we need hold-up play. I think in MLS you need it because you get pressed some games, and you need the ability to go big sometimes, and you need a guy on the end of crosses, and yet you can't be you can't have a 9 that doesn't stretch. So he brings a bit of both, and that's why we really like him. But I would say he's, in my opinion, one of the most complete number 9s in the league. And I wouldn't trade him for any other number 9 in the league. And that's no disrespect to any of the other strikers, because there are a lot of really good ones. But in terms of our team and how it all fits together and what we want out of that position, he's the prototype.